Now on KGW News, Black Friday is back. A look at the early shopping rush in Portland and why stores expect an especially good turnout this year. Plus, the new COVID variant that has the U.S. issuing travel bans. But first, he broke barriers as Portland's first black police chief. Colleagues tonight are remembering Charles Moose.
This is KGW News at 5.
Thank you for joining us here at 5. I'm Maggie Vespa, and family have announced the death of Portland's first black chief of police, Charles Moose. Moose also gained national recognition for helping to solve a major case in Washington, D.C. Our Christine Pitawanich has a look at how he is being remembered tonight.
It is now my pleasure to introduce to the people of this great city our new chief of police, Charles Moose.
Yeah, it was hard to learn of his passing. It really was. And I look at everything that is here, and I know that he had a part of it.
Former police chief Derek Foxworth remembers Charles Moose as a man who believed in making a difference, cared about his community, and changed it, too.
His leadership style, the way that he really strongly believed in it, he personified it, it did change a lot of us. He changed the culture.
Moose, Portland's first black police chief, died at the age of 68. On Thanksgiving, his wife Sandy made the announcement on social media, describing him as her best friend since 1982.
People always saw the serious side of Charles, but he had a sense of humor.
Moose rose through the Portland Police Bureau's ranks and became chief in the 90s. He went on to become police chief for the Montgomery County Police Department in Maryland, where in the early 2000s, he played a big investigative role in the D.C. sniper case.
Charles made a difference as chief.
Foxworth says Moose leaves behind a legacy in Portland, one that includes his important work around community policing. The general idea, to protect the community by creating relationships and connection with people.
I'd be very proud to have you wear a Portland police badge someday, okay?
Charles is the one that implemented community policing at the Portland Police Bureau.
His colleagues at the Bureau also took time to remember Moose. On Twitter, Sergeant Pete Simpson remembered Moose handed him his first badge. Simpson said he was tough as nails, but also kind. Police Chief Chuck Lavelle tweeted too, saying he feels connected to Moose, as he was the first African-American chief, a champion of community policing, and led the Bureau during challenging times. When in 1999 he left the Portland Police Bureau, it was obvious the impact Portland had on him.
But I just can hope that behind my name, for the rest of my life, it will say, comma, former Portland police officer. And if it says that, then I'll know that they know who I am.
Foxworth says Moose was also known for implementing the crisis response team, a diverse group of people who would help police de-escalate situations and be a bridge to the community. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.
Turning now to a big headline tonight, one that no one wants to hear. There is a new COVID variant popping up in the pandemic, and to be cautious, the U.S. and many European countries are already issuing travel bans as a result of this variant. The World Health Organization has now named the variant Omicron. This variant was first detected earlier this month in South Africa, and health officials say cases appear to be on the rise in almost all of South Africa's provinces. That's raising concerns because it may mean the variant is more contagious. But it's too early to tell if it creates more severe illness or if existing vaccines will be effective against it. President Biden issued travel restrictions for non-U.S. citizens from South Africa and seven other countries in the region. Those go into effect Monday. And coming up on NBC Nightly News, hear from Dr. Fauci on the travel ban decision and what we know about this new variant. Well, unlike last year, the pandemic did not seem to dampen Black Friday. In fact, scenes like this, there they go, 1, 2, 3, 4, played out at stores across the country. Retailers expected a big turnout, and one reason was that supply chain concerns have a lot of people shopping in person to make sure they can find the items they want. And in pure Portland fashion, per usual, Black Friday prompted a rush on socks. Here's Christelle Kumwe.
You know it's cold out here, right?
Holiday shoppers lined up early Friday morning on the hunt for a great deal.
We are waiting for like an Oculus or just mainly Christmas presents.
When the Johnson Creek Fred Meyer opened its doors a little before 5, Jackie and other shoppers were ready.
Socks. Oh, and we're here for socks.
Socks!
To find socks for the family. Sisters on a mission. # Black Friday.
Beth Minch and her partner in shopping, Caroline O'Malley, came prepared for the mission in uniform.
We've been doing this for 25, 30 years, just the two of us every year, and mainly we just like to people watch.
This year, shoppers feel a bit more comfortable being out and about shopping in person again.
We're both immunized and have our boosters, and the masks help, and we're just staying safe.
It's getting better. I mean, we wear our mask. We feel safer. We're vaccinated, which is awesome.
Experts say come Black Friday, 64% of consumers plan to shop in brick-and-mortar stores. That's up from 51% in 2020. And this year, the National Retail Federation predicts Americans will spend up to $859 billion, up roughly 10% from 2020.
We didn't know there was PlayStation 5s. We missed out on them.
While Jackie lucked out on the PS5 this Black Friday, she chose another game pertinent to the time we live in, pandemic.
Because we just lived it. So we should know how to go and get our vaccines.
Christelle Kumwe, KGW News.
We're glad they had a good time. So after Black Friday, of course, comes Small Business Saturday, a day to encourage people to shop local for their holiday gifts. And Portlanders know Northwest 23rd Avenue is home to a bunch of local small businesses, including several distillers. And places like Bull Run and Aria Gin reported a drop in sales due to COVID-19 closures and restrictions. So tomorrow, they're hoping for a big boost.
Your local distillery can do and offer for you is getting something unique and different that you wouldn't necessarily find, say, at a liquor store or from a larger distillery.
To think about where you're investing your dollars. If you can shop local, you're going to be keeping the money here and making a big difference.
So today and tomorrow, Portland is also doing something called the Small Shops Big Hearts campaign. Search for that online and you'll find a list of local businesses where you can get discounts. And speaking of the holiday season, we're less than an hour away from the virtual lighting of Portland's Christmas tree. You can watch it all here on KGW at 6 p.m. after nightly. There is no in-person event this year. We want to be clear. But of course, the tree is at Pioneer Courthouse Square, and you can still belt out the holiday tunes safely at home with Pink Martini's Thomas Lauderdale. He'll be hosting a sing-along to accompany the lighting. Again, that's coming up at 6 right here on KGW. And several holiday light shows are back this year. That's good news. You can text the number, by the way, at the bottom of your screen to get a link to our guide at kgw.com. And one of the favorites, of course, Peacock Lane is reopening for the first time since 2019. If you're not familiar, residents on Peacock Lane in Southeast Portland put on a big light show. You can drive through or walk through, but we should note this year there will not be any pedestrian-only nights. And they've also, amid the pandemic, nixed the Cocoa booth. But again, the lights are gorgeous. There you go. Peacock Lane runs from December 15th through the 31st. And tonight's the opening night also of the Safeway Winter Wonderland Light Show. That's a drive-through event at the Portland International Raceway. Later on, they'll host bike-through and walk-through nights. And the money raised goes to the Portland Police Sunshine Division, which helps feed local families. Winter Wonderland is open every day through January 1st. And then finally, let's do one more. The Grotto's Christmas Festival of Lights also returns tonight. That runs through December 30th. You can enjoy the beautiful lights, plus caroling, indoor concerts, and a puppet show. There will be capacity limits, so you do have to buy tickets in advance. A lot to enjoy, though. That's awesome. All right, keep an eye out for this guy when the Beavers take on the Ducks in tomorrow's rivalry game.
He can do it all. Jack's awesome.
Yeah, coming up, how this Beaver star known as the Hammer is making his hometown of Camas proud. Plus, the new deal that'll keep OSU's head coach around for another 5 years.
And you have a feeling the Smith household is going to have a good Christmas with that new contract. And speaking of the Beavers and the Ducks,
and Civil War. We are tracking some wet conditions just in time for kickoff tomorrow. I'll break it all down for you coming up in about 5 minutes.